Anisalina.
That was great, and great to have that perspective. And of course, those who are not familiar with COLEAD and the Fit for Market, now you've heard some of the opportunities that are available, and also just seeing the reality on the ground is that there are a lot of small and micro enterprises and a lot of agro-processors who are looking for information. And so today we're really happy to be able to share some information from the Pacific. And I think maybe we'll jump straight in. Is that okay with you, Selena? Okay, so I'd like to introduce our first speaker, Father Petero Matairatu, who is a Catholic priest from the island of Taveuni, which is Fiji's third biggest island. And Father Petero is the principal of the Tutu Rural Training Center. And he'll tell us a little bit more about it, but they offer a wide range of courses for young married couples, young farmers who are working to earn an income from their traditional lands. And an aspect that has evolved as their program has evolved is in the area of agro-processing. And so we really want to hear the story from Father Petero, and I'm sure that it will be insightful for many of the participants who are also looking at how we can extend this opportunity of agro-processing beyond just companies with big facilities. But both of our speakers today are really talking about how you can take advantage of some of these agro-processing technologies at the community level, at the household, the village level, with very limited facilities. And so I'm really excited and give the floor now to Father Petero.
And good morning to you all. Thank you, Kyle, for the brief introduction of myself. Yes, I shall jump straightly into my presentation today. And thank you for the invitations to be part of the panelists. Next slide, Kyle. As part of the aim of the Rural Training Center, part of it is to empower our participants to be more autonomous and to take charge of their own life in the rapidly changing world. As we were developing the training center in 2017, we have the privilege to have Richard Bear came over and does a workshop to our participants and to our staffs here. This was the initial stages of the setting up of the food development unit here in Tutu. The food development unit is more on training young women, young farmers and farming couples on a regular basis that they can become more in tune on value added. I just said 2 weeks ago, we have a farmer from a local settlement here, local village, who brought over a sun-dried breadfruit chips just to be processed into flour so that they can take it home for their home consumption. It's just a typical example of the aim of the Rural Training Center Food Development Unit is to train people to utilize, to value add the agriculture produce from their own garden, which is so vast, like being wasted when it's in seasons. So the aim of the Food Development Unit is to create that stages of value added of locally grown fruits and vegetables, and then it can be transformed into food products, which is really the high mode of today of us on the promotions of food and nutrition security. And next slide, Kyle. And as we develop the training center, there is a transformations of these agriculture products into value additions and to and make it more tasty for us. As the breadfruit flour, which is marking on replacing wheat flour into breadfruit flour, into the locally content. And these are some of the things that we train our participants, and we value their presence, that they can continue on hand-on the idea, and we have the facilities on site. They can bring it over and reproduce other products so that it can be making use in whatever situation they are in. Simple demonstrations of jam, chutney, pickles, chips, either in plantain or breadfruit, cassava, dalinitan, taro chips, and sauces of all flavors. These are the products previously waste, but now being converted into an agriculture and more nutrition value product. The promotions of the idea of value added has promoted this agricultural product into more fancy and more attractive products that it used to be. Being wasted into a nutrition value of it. And at the same time, so we have contributed to the nutrition and the food security of the locals. At the same time, also, we helped in the rise of the fighting of non-communicable diseases, and at the same time provide incomes for the local women to provide, to sell all these produce into the local market. When they have Saturday markets, they already put these value-added product into the niche markets, and at the same time earn income for themselves. This is an income-generating project, and at the same time helps in food and nutrition security. We are in for the educations of the local communities, the rural communities, which add on to the recognizing the traditional recipe that is available within the local context. Just on my last slide, thanks Kyle, we can move on to the next slide, that there are constraints. As we move forward, there are constraints that we have faced, and especially financial constraints. We need to upgrade our training facilities. At this stage, we can fit into the small room for training, and we need to upgrade more facilities, equipment, so that more modern equipment and make it more fast and efficient for communities when they come over for the development of their new products. At the same time also, the consistency supply of raw materials, because of the climate change, it has the different patterns now have changed also, the different seasons for the different fruits. And at the same time, sometimes of these fruits now doesn't bear at all. And we really try to work with, to create changes also, to be smart on working with alongside the changes of the climates. And at the same time, we train the locals on how we can remodify the upgradings of the development of food products. At the same time, also, we need further technical training inputs from outside technical experts that they can help us in promoting the value added of food agricultural products. The priorities will be it's an income generating for Tutu also, at the same time provide income generating for the local communities. I think that's just briefly of who we are, and we continue to develop at the moment on the varieties of agro-processing unit that can provide value-added products for the local community. The center of our training is human formation in our value. Thank you.
Thank you, Father. Yeah, no, I think it's a wonderful model to develop a food development unit in a rural area to access technical expertise like Richard Bayer to be able to develop a range of products using local raw materials, and then to bring participants through and expose them to that. So I think the model itself is really very important. And I don't know if you caught some of the last of what Father said, but the unit generates some revenue for itself by selling its products, but then the participants are encouraged to do their own products, so their livelihood is there. So I really think that there's so much that can be gleaned from some of these units. And maybe Father Petero, before we move on, maybe just tell us one example of where some of these products are sold. I remember an example of the big rugby tournaments that happen on your island, and maybe you can just give us an example of what the value chain looks like.
Okay, for our chips are sold into the local primary school and the local canteens for primary school. And when we have some of the local shops, they are selling our chips and sauce. They provide their orders, and then we supply them the products to them. So they sell it at their own shops. And at the same time, also when we have festivals around the island, we have our food stalls for Tutu, and then we sell all our products. We have a booth there, and we sell all our products for the local consumer. But more importantly, we provide the products for the local consumers.
Yeah, fantastic. No, thank you, Father. I think those are really good insights for all of our participants to hear. Working at the community level with these simple technologies, but making amazing products. And I think this is one of the things we want Richard to pick up on the end, is how can we help people with small facilities make high quality products? And I think that's a wonderful point. Iselina, do you have any thoughts before we move on to the Federated States of Micronesia?
Yes, I do not see yet questions.